Right, we are back on Talking Points. Levi Connors is my name, here with Dr. David Matsanga, discussing all manner of political issues. And when we left off, we were just talking about the hate speech issue affecting us in this country. And just to finish up on that, Daktari, you spoke about, violence. And this week we saw some violence in Uganda. Shed some light. What happened in Uganda this week?
First of all, the Uganda situation, I predicted it. I've made it very clear to His Excellency the President and through the Prime Minister, Dr. Ruakana Rugunda, my friend, the one we did peace talks with in Juba, and we had a few peace lovers who don't want military. Mm-hmm. All of us have been rebels with Rugunda for a long time, since 1978, but not rebels who want militarism. I said, it is very difficult to do a scientific elections in Africa. Because you can't do as last week, what did I tell you on this show? That a scientific election without test tubes. How do you go to a chemistry lab without test tubes to test litmus paper? I said it, Your Excellency. I've told him, I'm frank. I don't want anything to do with Uganda elections. And I'm not interested. I'm just warning as a Ugandan. The only thing that I did, I struggled so hard to get Ugandans abroad to vote. And I succeeded. I lobbied.
When are the general elections?
Yes, in February, around 12th, next year, which is a few months from now.
Yeah.
I lobbied until I said a Ugandan to pay a ticket of $4,000 to come and vote for one day and a return, and that time is not to vote. It's not worth it. Give them a vote anywhere they will be. So there will be polling stations in London, in Nairobi, in South Africa, and Washington, D.C., California, and some states where they have got polling stations. So that one, I succeeded. But anything else, I don't want to be involved because there is no election there anyway. That's why I predicted this violence.
What do you mean by there's what do you mean by there's no election there?
Which one is this? Can you have a scientific election? How many radio stations do we have in Uganda? Who owns them? Television station, how many we have? Who owns them? How many candidates will be able to talk on radio to address their people? Jamen.
So it's a foregone conclusion?
No, look, no, even if whichever type you want, let me tell you frankly, whichever type you want to call it an election in Uganda, President Museveni will win. Because he has all everything. The rest of the parties don't have. There are parties that don't have even a Twitter account.
So what was this violence this week about?
This violence is in the party. In the party and near his home, near his own home. A minister grabbed a gun. But as you know, President Museveni...
And fired away, actually.
Yes, carried the gun, and he was going to shoot people, kill very many people, because he had lost him.
Yeah,
I know him.
We saw that clip going around on social media.
I know him. He's a very arrogant guy. We traveled together on a plane one day. The plane was going to go down because he was saying some bad things about others, not knowing who was listening. And he was even saying my name when he didn't know me. So Rukutana is a very violent man. Museveni has added a letter to the Chief Justice not to give him bail. That is the difference of Uganda and here.
So that's what's happening in Uganda.
Yes, but here you can steal money on Friday, go to court on Monday. On Wednesday, you are in sessions.
Innocent till proven guilty.
No, on Wednesday, you are in sessions, enjoying.
Yeah. Innocent till proven guilty in Kenya.
You're enjoying like Mr. Harvey.
Yeah,
Mr. Nelson
I don't want to go there because I don't want to go there.
No, it is.
Speaking of elections, Daktari.
Yes.
There's elections in America.
Yes.
And, you know, Donald
Which
Trump.
elections? In Tanzania?
No, there's elections in America.
Where? Of Trump?
There's going to be elections, yes. and
Americans like violent people.
November 4th,
No,
November 4th.
boss, they like violent people.
So, what are you saying, in short?
You listen to me. The doctrine of American hegemony is violence. I teach these things.
So you're saying,
And,
you're saying in black and white.
Yes, Trump could be re-elected. The other time, who won the election?
It was Trump.
No. The woman wanted the votes,
Oh, the popular vote, yes.
but Trump wanted the violence. They needed somebody to create more money.
So you're not expecting much from that one?
No, there's nothing much. Joe Biden might not even beat this guy. This guy is ruthless. He's state machinery, operative. They want somebody. You know, between now and November, they could spark something, a crisis. And I've told you that you have produced children. Don't allow your child to tell you he's studying international relations. Tear the certificate.
Why?
There's no subject like international relations.
Is that true?
Yes, I'm telling you, don't allow any of your children. I studied it and I find it very difficult. It is not there. Permanent interest, crisis, violence, instigation, military coups. Do you want your child to study how to make military coups? That is the subject. Tear the certificate. I'm lucky none of the last born is the only one doing international law, but not international relations. It is never there. So Trump in America could win an election because Americans like violent people.
Interesting.
Can I tell you, in Africa, whom they work with violently? Look at the African regimes. You can go and cry in Washington how bad Museveni is. They will even give you tea, then they give you a few dollars to go and go and buy sugar for your children in Maokota. Oh, terrible.
Yeah.
But they look at President
But they will
Museveni.
also solve the problem.
Yes, they look at President Museveni as an overall man who has sent 18,000 Ugandan troops in Somalia. That's what they want. They don't want to hear your saliva. They don't want. Americans want that.
Today you're not sparing us at all.
No.
Let's shift gears and talk about the Senate impasse.
I told you
on revenue allocation.
Boss, did I predict last week?
Counties are saying that they will grind to a halt by the 17th of this month if we cannot resolve the stalemate.
I am a risk analysis political scientist. I also do risk analysis. I would like to tell the president and the government and the Speaker of the Senate.
The Senate.
We withdraw this motion. Suspend it. Don't push it. It can trigger a very big price.
Suspend it, then what?
Then use the old formula. Release the money until 2 years to come. Somebody else can handle it. Or put it in the referendum.
So again, it's down to heightened political tensions, isn't it?
Yes, it is heightening political tensions. No political scientist, no analyst of a brain who has gone to a university like anywhere, Oxford, Canterbury, Nairobi University, and so on, Makerere, Dar es Salaam, anywhere, would advise you to heighten the tension
before an election.
Before an election. And which election anyway? Are you talking of this one of Kenya? You can't do an election without cleaning the electoral body.
I'm talking about this one of Kenya because,
Don't even talk about it. It should not take place until...
ideally in terms of the calendar, but in Kenya we don't really... It's not something we do. But in terms of the calendar, what would happen is, after the election of 2017, we would all let the government do its work. Does it work? It doesn't work. When it comes to
But has the president done his work?
you're coming, I know you're going to come and say that. Then we come to 2021, for example, and early in 2021, we start seeing people emerging, looking like, Alfred Mutua just declared his presidential bid, by the way.
On what?
On Sunday, and said he's now.
Like what?
Did you see that he's now running? We would have guys coming out and
I
saying.
don't want to discuss my friend. Alfred is a friend.
Yes, but I'm saying guys like that.
But
The example
no,
I'm
I
saying
am
is
not,
this.
He's a friend. But
People would come out and say things like that. I am running.
He's a friend, but there are certain things that you can do better. If you have, for example, why Bazungu beat us is that if he's a grave digger, he sticks to grave digging.
And becomes an expert at it.
Yes, you don't become a grave digger and then you become an architect, building a high-rise building which will fall. Can I end there?
I see what you've said. You can end there.
Yes.
All I'm just saying is this.
Friends,
You have taken
Alfred Mutua is my friend. I go to this hotel. I don't want him to stop me from going to the hotel when I pass by Machakos and so on. So I don't want to make any comment.
Yes, but
he has an ambition.
But the point was this. It
And
wasn't
that's
really
okay.
about him in my question. Yes. The point was about like a year like 2021 is when we would see the emergence of such things.
Exactly.
Like people would say, I'm running, so-and-so is running, so-and-so is running. They would all come out. And then that year you would see the gradual beginning of a campaign, a candidate trying to package himself, so that by 2022, we now see alignments or, coalitions or, packaging of those kind of things. But here, I think we have it the other way around.
You started immediately.
We finished Ansar campaign.
Yes. You have never stopped.
Ansar campaigning.
You have never stopped campaigning. Uhuru Kenyatta cannot finish his manifesto. People have already declared his office when he's still in office. Even in African gods must be laughing at us. That you'd say your father is in office, he's still alive, then you admire his wife, his second wife. Naturally, there are some tribes in Africa who marry their second mothers.
Yeah, so considering we do
you
that.
You are aware of that.
I am very much aware.
Yes, so I want to teach you also on African culture, that we should not be here only praising this English. African culture, if the mother does not produce, the wife does not produce, they bring the sister to avoid repaying the dowry. This television is for teaching people customs, not only politics.
Even
that's why
we say Kimnatet nights.
Yes.
Information is power.
Yes, you need it. Even whether in Igbo, Fulani, Ashanti, Ayo Empire, the Zulu, those things happen. We lost our culture when we got people with trousers wearing them in the knees, who have grown like my friend Ngeno and others. They started wearing their trousers in the knees. Then they forgot that there's a community. There are certain words you don't say in a community. We were taught like that. Don't say these words. These words are only said at a certain time. Yes.
So given the fact that we did not have that calendar for elections and we've started campaigning all through, and we have reached this point of heightened political temperatures, and we still have 2 years, technically.
To do what?
To an election. I mean, we have almost, let's say, we have now 1 year and 11 months.
We have not given Uhuru the chance to
an election.
Finish. No. We have not given President Uhuru Kenyatta a chance to finish his term.
Daktari, are you saying what I think you're saying? Because I've had people talk about, giving him, since 2020 is lost, adding another year.
You never know when Corona will go away.
To the presidency?
No, you
never
never know.
Are you one of those people, the proponents of such a thought, that we should push the term?
In normal circumstances, it is not pushing the term on the basis that the president should push it. But I'm pushing the term on the basis that the electoral mess of Kenya has not been cleaned. I am not in favor of Mr. Chebukati to stay in that office even for an hour. If I had the powers in this country, the first man I would show the door and pay him for compensation would be Mr. Chebukati.
Some would say, Dr. that that is a strategy by people who are, you know, pro the president, such as yourself.
What did is Kurigira a pro-president?
To help him to continue to hang on to power beyond the constitutional mandate.
What did Kurigira tell you? That never again in your lives as Kenyans ever touch an election if you have not prepared it 24 months before.
But we did in 2017, didn't we?
You saw what happened. You saw what happened. Some woman called the Deputy Chief Justice asked one queer question. Do you remember the question she asked? Where did you put these spoiled ballot papers? That was all.
And it was thrown out.
That was the end of the election.
But there was also the small matter of our electronic.
No, the electronic. Are you a machine? Do you know what?
Working.
Do you know what is in that machine? In the microphone you are touching.
Exactly.
You don't know.
We send money on our phones every day, and we don't lose the
yes,
money.
But
if we want to make technology, not to lose votes, we can do it.
The woman asked a candid question.
You know,
Justice, that lady, what did you call her?
Yeah.
The corruption.
But if we are honest, Daktari, we do send money and it doesn't get lost.
Yeah, okay, fine. But one day...
We can calculate votes if we want. One day... If we are serious.
They can ask you where do you drop the coins that are not supposed to be sent. the lady asked a question, straightforward question.
Yeah.
And we lost an election. I was in a room with some people. I said, I've gone home to have my cognac. Let's begin to prepare Uhuru vote hunters again. I was the chairman of the Uhuru vote hunters.
And here you are. You did
yes.
it, and you know.
Yes, they are my friends. I campaigned for Uhuru.
So why isn't anyone talking about
hunters.
electoral reform right now then?
Exactly. If you have not prepared electoral reforms, don't touch elections. That's the basis. I don't know about other people. Mine is risk analysis, assessment. Will these elections that you want to hold in 2022 produce the results that will not take us to another drama?
Okay. 2 minutes, Daktari.
Yes.
Just quick questions, several topics. Number one, Ekuru caught on third way. They seem to have thrown him out. Your thought in one sentence.
He lost it. Yeah, the political tribunal, he lost it. He mishandled the monies. The allegations are very, very valid. You saw the allegations. So let him work on those allegations. But he's also George Soros' man, so we don't know.
We don't know.
I mean, yeah, I know him as George Soros. He has worked for Open Society Foundation for a long time.
All right.
Yes, I have his record from Liberia, from everywhere. I have been, you know, I follow so many things. Yes. Yes.
Right.
And
we're gonna.
The other thing is, I want to touch something of journalists who write. We are journalists, gutter journalism. I just want to say something. Don't ever damage your country. Don't damage your country.
Yeah, for
don't do documentaries that kill your country in order to earn a British scholarship or to be given a scholarship. To do what? Those days when I grew up, I liked London so much. But the 36 years that I've stayed in London, I like Nairobi more or Harare. But why do you damage your own country? In all these 36 years of suffering, I have never in my mouth said bring sanctions on Uganda. But it's some Kenyans who want sanctions to come on Kenya.
Sad.
And there are journalists who are scooping awards after betraying Kenya.
We've had you. That's
Since I cannot name, you said I should not name people here.
Yeah, that's the point.
I
Members of the
can
floor
name
can-
it in a private
You made the point, and
Yes.
Wananchi have heard you.
Yes,
Fine.
don't scoop an award by damaging your own country.
So final thoughts this week. Of all the things you have said, what's your one advice you would give to the Wananchi who has heard us today? As we have talked about hate speech, leaders especially on that. Now let's put the leaders aside. What's your one advice for Wananchi?
Wananchi should not treat the threats that a few individuals are talking or who are pretending to be talking on their behalf. Wananchi of Kenya are good, God-loving people. God-loving people always listen to the voice of God. Therefore, don't listen to what Sudi is saying. Don't listen to what Ngeno is saying. Let him carry his own cross. And it is not the tribes that are fighting. It is individuals that have become paracho, petty, and they have distributed toxins that can create confusion. Let's not go the route that we went in 2007 and 2008. The history should not come back to haunt us. Let's not. Remember, we have a very bad chief prosecutor who's leaving next year in June. She might want to leave us on a hanging rope. Remember my lips. I am struggling to prevent the worst one coming to take over from Fatou Bensouda. Let's not create this confusion again. Let all leaders come together and talk as a unified Kenya, a unified country.
Right.
Support President Uhuru Kenyatta in seeking for unity of purpose. A united Kenya is better than a Kenya with conflict.
Thank you. I almost thought you wanted to campaign again, but
No.
then I realized the president is going at the end of the term. All right.
Yeah, that is up to you Kenyans. Mine is to see.
On whether he's going or whether we're getting another one.
It is up to you. You can.
You see, you speak in
you are
parables, but we hear you.
Yes,
We
but
hear you.
I am Paul preaching in Judea. If you want to take my words, you can take them. If you don't, I will carry the dust and go away.
You have spoken once, we have heard you twice.
Yes.
Right.
I would pick them and go away.
We have heard you
All the
twice.
things that I've said have come true. Is there anything I've lied to you here? Would you be calling me back here if I lied? Corruption, look at Kemsa. Who is the owner of the godown?
I don't want us to enter into that because our time is up. We're going to talk about
Thank you very much.
Yeah.
You check if the
we'll
owner
talk-
of the godown, this is where the trouble has started. And then call me again next week or the other week.
Okay. All right. Thank you for watching. Good night. God bless you. That's Talking Points. Take care of yourselves and take care of each other. Do remember, we are still fighting COVID-19. Keep all the measures, just as the Ministry of Health is advising us.
Yes, thank you very much.
Thank you.
And allow me to put on my mask
Yeah.
in preparation for departure.
Right.
Thank you very much in the evening. Keep Kenya.
Good night.